Tariffs, simple taxes on imported goods, are at the heart of international trade policy. But how do they work, and why do countries impose them? Let's unpack tariffs, their regulation, benefits, risks, and the ongoing debate among economists. Tariffs are financial charges levied on imported goods. They come in two main forms: specific tariffs, a fixed amount per unit, and ad valorem tariffs, calculated as a percentage of the product's value. These charges make imported goods more expensive, influencing consumer choices and protecting domestic industries. For example, a $1 tariff on imported beer or a 25% tax on foreign bananas increases their price, often encouraging local alternatives. Globally, tariffs are governed by principles established by the World Trade Organization, WTO. Key WTO rules include most favored nation, MFN treatment, ensuring that tariffs applied to one member country are extended to all others. Bound tariffs, where members commit to maximum tariff levels they cannot exceed. And transparency, requiring member nations to notify and justify any tariff changes. Tariffs are also regulated at a national level. For example, the U.S. imposes tariffs through specific legislative and executive mechanisms. Congress has constitutional authority to regulate tariffs and duties. The President can act through laws like the Trade Expansion Act, Section 232, and the Trade Act of 1974, Section 301. For example, tariffs on solar panels and washing machines in 2018 targeted unfair competition and intellectual property theft. Tariffs can benefit nations by shielding nascent industries from competition, preserving jobs, and even generating government revenue. For instance, U.S. tariffs on steel helped stabilize the domestic industry, critical for national security. Economist Friedrich List was among the first to advocate for protective tariffs to nurture industrial growth. The imposition of tariffs can lead to significant risks and challenges, including economic impacts on consumers, the potential for trade wars, and legal disputes in international trade forums like the World Trade Organization. Economic impact on consumers' tariffs are essentially taxes on imported goods, and they often lead to higher prices for consumers. Let's take the steel and aluminum tariffs, 2018. When the U.S. imposed tariffs on steel and aluminum imports, manufacturers relying on these materials faced higher costs, which were passed down to consumers. Prices for automobiles, appliances, and other goods rose as a result. Or consumer electronics. Tariffs on Chinese imports under the Section 301 investigation in the USA caused price increases for electronics like smartphones and laptops, directly impacting household budgets. A report by the National Bureau of Economic Research found that American consumers bore nearly the full cost of these tariffs, with limited offsetting gains from domestic production. Another risk is trade wars and retaliation. Tariffs often provoke retaliatory measures from affected countries, leading to trade wars that disrupt global markets. For example, China-U.S. trade war. In response to U.S. tariffs, China imposed tariffs on American agricultural products, such as soybeans, harming U.S. farmers reliant on exports. EU retaliation. After the U.S. imposed steel and aluminum tariffs, the EU responded with tariffs on American products, including bourbon and motorcycles. Countries affected by tariffs can challenge their legality before the WTO. The WTO's dispute settlement mechanism provides a platform for members to contest trade practices that violate international rules. For example, several countries, including the EU and Canada, challenged the U.S.'s Section 232 tariffs on steel and aluminum imposed in 2018. A WTO panel ruled that these tariffs violated trade rules, rejecting the U.S.'s national security justification in certain cases. Another example is China's WTO complaint against the U.S. over Section 301 tariffs in 2018, which led to a ruling that these tariffs violated international trade agreements. Economists are divided. Nobel laureate Paul Krugman argues tariffs can sometimes be strategic, but only in rare cases where markets are imperfectly competitive. Others, like Milton Friedman, stress the long-term costs, emphasizing free trade's benefits. Modern debates continue over balancing national interests with global trade efficiency. Tariffs are a double-edged sword, balancing national interests with potential global repercussions. While they protect industries and raise revenue, they risk sparking trade wars and economic inefficiencies. As global trade evolves, understanding tariffs' nuances remains crucial to shaping policies that foster growth and cooperation.